Hi, welcome to Pascal Dombis. The End of Art is Not the End, for his first solo show in London, Mayfair. And hi, Pascal, how are you?
I'm fine.
Good.
And you, Elsa? You're doing well?
Yeah, quite well. Okay, so first question, the title of the show, The End of Art is Not the End. Would you like to talk about this?
Yeah, I think it's referred to a lot of my activities. I'm really obsessed by the ends of, the multiple endings. That's an ongoing theme in my art practice. And I pick up that sentence from Ad Reinhardt. Reinhardt is an abstract American painter that basically did works that were supposed to be invisible or non-reproducible. You need to spend 5, 10, 15 minutes in front of his painting to really see that. And this is one of the last segments he wrote in 1965. And I thought it was, even though it's from 1965, it's actually very linked to our time. And it's stated that there is an ending of art. The art is going to end, but it's not the end. That means there is something after that. And I think you can apply that, like in the sentence, to a lot of things. You can apply it to the end of our history is not the end. The end of climate change is maybe not the end. The end of man is maybe not the end. So that means there is something after the end, which means to multiple endings. And so it has a certain level of positiveness, optimism into that dark atmosphere, that gloomy, doomy atmosphere of the ending. And this is what I do like as an artist, as an individual.
Mm-hmm. So you've been doing digital art for 30 years. And how do you enter into the digital? Because in 1990s, it's quite early for digital art.
True, but that's linked also to the end. I'm trained as a painter. I'm a painter with painting brush, pigment. When I was young, I loved to buy pigment and make the painting by myself. So I was really in love with the painting materiality and physicality of the. But I felt a big frustration because of the end. Once I realized that the end of the modern adventure was over. And in 1980, that was over. That was the postmodernism. I mean, the modern history that started with Manet in 1870 up to minimal art, conceptual art, 150 years after, was over. And once I had the conscious that painting history was ending, I felt a lot of frustration. I was still looking to build my own language, to create my own tools, to create my own avant-garde type of activities. And this is where basically I jump into the computers, because I saw in the algorithms and the digital a way to create something totally new and that could lead to a new language. So actually it's the beginning is the end. And we are there today with another time, 30 years after, we are facing another type of ends. We are facing the end of planet Earth, maybe with global warming. We are facing the end of our species with the out-of-control AI development. So this is my time. My time is between two ends, and this is where I jump into the work of art using digital technology.
So can we say that the end for you is an opportunity to change?
Sure. It's, the first guy that wrote about the end of painting is a French painter called Delaroche, 1840. He's a romantic painter. You do have a beautiful painting of his in the National Gallery down there. And he basically, when he first saw the first prototype of the photography, he was so shocked. He said, from now on, painting is dead. That's 200 years ago. He was right and he was wrong. He was wrong because after that, you had 150 years of painting, Manet, Impressionism, Cubism, and so on. But he was right in the sense that the painting of his time was dead. The realistic painting have been replaced by photography. And the point of that sentence, whether I like it, is actually it free up the painters, it free up the paintings to explore something different than simply representing the reality. So the tool of photography actually didn't not only kill a certain type of painting, but free all the creativity around it. So maybe that's what will happen with the AI, if we want to be on an optimistic side, is that it's going to kill a certain type of art, to kill a certain type of job, but free up and develop some other opportunities. That's if we are on the optimistic side. To be on the realistic side, AI is a different level of threat than the camera. It's more systemic in terms of changing society, changing our individual than the camera is. Than the camera was. You may say that the camera changed our relationship for life and death, because now with the camera we take big picture of people and the photos stay forever, so the memory of the dead people could stay forever, but it's not the same scale of effect that AI is currently having and will have on our life and our society and our future as a species. Yeah.
So not just digital art, you also very focus on text and languages. And would you like to talk about that? Why text, language?
Well, for me, they are all, text, images, colors, shapes, they're all linked together. That's with the digital. It's at the end of it, it's just bits of information. It's 0 and 1, so you can really combine text like you have behind it. You have text and images that are all linked together, interweave together. I've been fascinated by the text because it has different level of reading. And I'm really interested into perspectivism, multiple viewpoints, multiple reality, multiple real reading. I do believe our time is no more black and white, is no more right or wrong. There is this multiple level of reality that when I add the text in my work, it's added up and it's complementary with what I want to say. The words may have certain level of meanings, and I do believe, like one of the guys that influenced me a lot, William Burroughs, that text is a living organism. So text is born, was invented very recently in our mankind history. It's growing up, it's changing, it's mutating, and at the end it will disappear, it will dead. I do believe there is also the end of text is nearby, is coming near. We can see years after years.
So in this show you use mainly lenticular. Would you like to talk about why you're so fascinated about lenticular?
It's my favorite material. I've been using it for 30 years. And as I said, I was trained as a painter, and when I jumped into the computer, I was frustrating at the beginning, because the outcome of using digital technology is always cold. It's kind of, you get a print without any mistake. I was missing the materiality, the physicality of the painting. And basically, when I encountered the lenticular, I was really pleased, because you got suddenly this image that is full of accident, full of surprise. You can do 2 times the same thing, you will get a different result. So that thing really attracted me. The fact that with lenticular, the plane where you have the focus, when you see the images, they are at a different place than the physical plane of the lenticular, which is similar to painting. And painting has been and is a play between the different spaces that you have on the surface. And also the thing that really interests me a lot, and is back to what I say about perspectivism and multiple viewpoint, is that you need to move back and forth or laterally to see the images, to see the development, and the fact that there are multiple viewpoints, and that's the fact that the viewer must be engaged with the artwork, something that really interests me and keep interesting me.
So taking this big art behind us as an example, you need to have a film to really bring out the images of in the ends. Why you want to do this kind of interactive stuff?
What I wanted to show is that when you see the piece without the interaction, you see a flow of images, you see something, you may read some images, there are like 10,000 of images behind us. But it's kind of blur, it's kind of pastel color-like, you don't really see them. And when you physically apply the lens, you really reveal all the images. And that's this interplay between without the lens, what you see, and with the lens, what is revealed that I really like, and the surprise, and the fact that what seems to be pastel color, actually very vibrant, highly saturated color, you see images that you didn't see without the lens. So it's all this play with what we see and what we don't see. For me, that's related to the status of images nowadays. I mean, there are billions of images uploaded into the social media every day, and we human beings, we see less than them, while the machine, the AI that are trained 100% onto them, look at them 100%. So that's basically that future disappearing of the image that I'm talking about, and the fact that in order to see them, you do need a physical contact. And I do like the idea that you need the physical contact to see them. Mm-hmm. I mean, the vision, the visibility, the invisibility is one of my obsessions. I was talking about Ad Reinhardt, who claim his image were invisible. And if you don't spend time in front of his painting, you just see black square. If you look at them 5 minutes, you will see all the details. So this is part of my inspiration and my obsession as well.
Because I came from technology background, so I can understand and fascinated by your art, combining the information technology and image and art and philosophy. But do you find it's a bit difficult for audience to understand your work? Because some people, they are thinking by text or language, and the others, they are thinking by images, but you combine the two, so it's rather complicated. And do you find people sometimes they are confused and hard to accept?
Sure. I've been using digital technology for 30 years, so the reaction evolved. At the beginning, I had some people that were saying, I don't understand your work because I'm not good in the computer. This type of reaction that I had 30 years ago, I don't have them anymore. But at the end, whether it's technology, philosophy, text, mathematics, at the end, it's art. What I'm talking about is art. And this is a work of art. And the technology is just a tool to create a new language and to make people think about, and they should be astonished. Maybe they say, okay, I don't understand it, but maybe it's the first time I see this kind of work. It's asking me questions. Then I'm very pleased if I can get that. Mm-hmm. But again, we're talking about technology, philosophy, text, but my goal, like any artist, the goal is art. The final goal is art. All the other, everything else is just tools to achieve that goal.
Yeah, because I think to analyze your work, sometimes art is difficult to analyze, but if we have the chance to analyze, you give different layers of your thinking concept, and that's pretty complicated, I think.
True, but all art is like that. The painting at the Renaissance, they were all extremely complicated. They were eye-catching, but if you look, the color of the dress of Mary, the Virgin Mary, has a certain symbol. The jewel she was wearing has a certain symbol, and we lost all this symbolism. So it was also, art has always been with different level of reading and different level of complexity, and that's what makes art that could survive. In the upcoming generation. We don't know the upcoming generation. I hope, like any other artist, that my work will touch people in 2100, 2200, if the end of Earth has not happened yet. So it's true, but it's also very common for artwork. I mean, a good artwork must have multiple level of reading.
Mm-hmm. So. You will have an artist talk about how AI will impact on the artist's practice. And in case audience could not come, would you like to briefly talk about what do you think of AI will influence the art?
But first of all, AI is changing every week. Every week there is a new development. So it's actually, it's the speed, the acceleration that is, on one hand, fascinating, because we're living a time that we don't know what will be the technology status in 3 months. I think in 3 months we don't know. So in 1 year, 2 years, we absolutely have no idea. So that's acceleration is actually kind of inspiring, fascinating, but it's also super scaring because it's a bit out of control. So this is why actually I do feel we need artists because it goes so fast. It's so black box. You know, we don't understand. I mean, people even developing AI, they don't know how the neural training is working. And this is why I think we do need artists, because artists can put images, they can put sensation, they can materialize this question, and they may help us to better see what could it be. So I do believe it's a very scaring time, but it brings opportunity, and it makes artists even more, the presence of artists even more mandatory and important than it was in the past.
So I think in the end, do you have any message you like to deliver through the show?
The end of my message is not the end. That should be the final one.
Yeah. So thank you for the interview and wish us success. Yes.
Thank you, Elsa.